Well, hey YouTube, welcome back to the little shop. We're gonna work on that Stuart 10V again. We did make some progress. Well, see, atrocious woodworking. We've got our generator mounted, and yeah, it all turns together. So we'll get the rest of that woodwork done, and we'll take a look at it. But our last video there, how's that? Is that in focus? Okay. The last video had a comment that said we pretty much should have scrapped all but maybe 6 minutes of that video because it was out of focus. Well, luckily I wasn't happy with how this engine was running, and we did have considerable leakage, so I tore it back down, and you guys get to suffer through putting it back together, and we'll start it up again for a second time. So you guys saw our valve face. That's all cleaned up, and I made new gaskets for our steam chest, and well, this in here was pretty well shot, so we got new ones of those made. It is mounted to our steam chest, and here's the one I didn't cut the hole in it. There's no reason to, because well, there's considerable amount of clearance on there, so we'll just leave that one there. And remember when we took the packing off of here, we had about a half a loop of packing material? Well, remember we put the steam grade silicone O-ring in here? Well, I took that out and I repacked it with actual well, fiber graphited yarn packing on this one, and we didn't even check in this one here. There was absolutely no packing in there, so we were losing a whole lot right out here through our valve rod. So now that is nice. And one other thing I wanted to show you was, remember before we didn't have any form of a piston ring, just those grooves in it. That'll show up if it's in focus. It's got a focus there. I did cut a groove in there, and we will be fitting an O-ring to it, so we will have a piston ring. And yeah, I guess that's about it, guys. I will get started and start putting this all back together. We'll bring you guys back in. We'll give it another run, so sit tight. Okay, I guess we'll start off by installing our piston. You guys see the ring on there? So we'll go ahead and lube this all up and get him slid down into our cylinder. Work this around it. And this is a 3/4 inch bore, so we cut it and it just fits with a 3/4 inch. There, see, dropped right in. So that's going to help to make all that seal up nice. Let's get our bottom put on, work this around our packing so we don't catch the tail. Right there, nice, and dropped right in. There, you guys see that? Is it focused in for you? Good. Get this mounted to our engine. All right, we've got our cylinder mounted back on, our pistons installed, and yes, everything turns over very nicely still. Let's get our steam chest put back on, and I will have to check to make sure that our travel's the same, because well, we had it apart and well, I was in there, so start getting this put back together. Well, we've got our valve traveling equally. Let me get our steam chest cover put back on, and well, we're gonna go through and just kind of look at everything one more time. We'll hook our air up to, well, it'll be over here, but we'll hook that up. We'll see if we have better progress or better outcome this time than we did before. Before, it didn't run when we got it to run, but now we'll make sure that we've got things pretty close to being almost exactly right. So further tweaking may be needed, but we'll get there. All right, we've got our air line hooked up. We've got a piece of, well, just tubing there on our exhaust. I'm gonna go through and oil this up. We'll see And like I said, there's probably still going to need to be some adjustments, especially on the timing and whatnot. But that's nothing that we can't handle, right? Let's go ahead and oil this up. Get some up here on our packing too. I did oil it when we put it in, but you know, hey, it's easier to clean up a mess than it is to replace parts. So the compressor is full. We got it hooked up. Put some air to it. We'll see what we got. There's 20 pounds. If it doesn't run on this, it's not going to run. Sounds pretty good. We're running right now at 8 pounds. So I'm going to let this sit here and run. Kind of let it break itself in or get itself worn in. And I'm sure that this little guy here will show up in another video. And after it's run in, we'll run it some more. So, hey, thanks for watching, guys. You're great. I really appreciate your comments. Hopefully this in here is still nice and it's good and in focus. So yeah. Alright guys, we'll see you soon. Thanks again. Bye. Well guys, it's been running for, I don't know, 10 or 15 minutes now. I haven't been watching. We're down to 5 pounds now. So it's wearing in, breaking in, nice. Let's sit here and run a little bit longer. We'll see if we can get it to run on 3 pounds. There it is, guys. 3 pounds.